Bob Brenly. Hammaker 10-10. He was 1-1 against the Cardinals this year, 1-3 lifetime. He lost to the Cardinals. He walked 6 men in 6 innings. Oh, here we go. Ground ball smothered by Kevin Mitchell to get him.
There's the difference in the grass. If that's on artificial surface, it's a 2-base hit.
3-2 to Ozzie Smith. And that's promptly hit into left field. And there's another note we had given you on game 1. That Ozzie is the best 3-2 hitter on the team. He hits over 400 when he gets the count 3-2. Ozzie's leaning but not moving. And there's a ball hit into right center. But Chili Davis on the run makes the catch. He can double up Ozzie. He's got him.
Bad base running by Ozzie Smith. That ball was not hit in the gap.
He's in enemy territory, but the big left-hander is 9-7.
Gets a little bit too tight, it'll react like a slider.
3-1 pitch to Robbie Thompson. Little high, and he's aboard. So Magrane walking Robbie Thompson. 1 ball, no strikes. High fly ball into center. Going back is McGee on the track at the wall. He has it. And Robbie Thompson back to first. Thompson held on by Lindemann. And Robbie's going. And the fastball is smothered by Lindemann for a great play. Thompson rounded the bag, but a bad throw. They had him dead to rights, and Jim threw behind Tommy Herr.
I don't think he really saw him, and if he did, he didn't. As him move without a big closed stance.
2 balls, 1 strike. And that's hit right back, and Magrane makes a good play and throws him out. 2 dazzlers by Lindemann at first, and on that comebacker to Magrane. And at the end of an inning, oh, we're well underway. By Willie McGee and then Tony Pena. And he bangs one to the left of Uribe, and Jose gets him.
I'll tell you, Vin, the tip-off is that Lindemann is hitting 4th.
This can be going in one direction, but then the wind swirls around the saucer. Half swing, and down goes Willie.
That's one thing as a player, any pop fly, if you think it's heading for the stands, you better make sure it lands in the stands.
1 down. Now it's understandable he hadn't been on base enough times this year to know the signs. Been a tough year since the trade for Tony Pena. And he drives one to center. Chili Davis with that ball over his head to the track and makes the catch at the 400-foot sign. And the Cardinals are gone in order. And at the end of an inning and a half, and that's whacked into the left field corner. It was a changeup. And chasing the ball is Vince Coleman, and Chili Davis into second base with a double.
It was an off-speed pitch in a real bad spot. He got that ball above the waist.
Gained an ankle. But he did pick up his 3rd win of the year in that game. There's a shot up the middle. That's a base hit, and here comes Chili Davis to score. And the Giants draw first blood. So it is 1-0 San Francisco, and Bob Brenly with Clark going, and a hit-and-run fly ball down the right field line. It's going to land for a base hit. Oquendo comes up with it, but here comes Clark, and he is going to score on a hit-and-run double by Bob Brenly.
And you really have to give Zimmer a lot of credit on that. He was waving Clark in all the ways.
1 ball and no strikes. 2-0 Giants, 2nd inning. A change, and that's lifted to left field, and carrying. Coleman going back, away back, slips and makes the catch. Tagging up at second is Brenly to move to 3rd.
And once again, I had my eyes glued on Zimmer because he is an aggressive coach.
0-99. Brenly is not coming, and there is his full swing. So Atlee Hammaker down on strikes. For Joe Magrane, his first strikeout. 2 down, and Robbie Thompson coming up. The Cardinals. Next day, Ray Washburn of St. Louis did it to the Giants. 1-1. In the dirt. And did it hit the batter? That's the question. The Cardinals are going to maintain that it hit Robbie Thompson, but Brenly is going to score.
He started.
You will argue.
He started to first base, Robbie Thompson, but then he came back. They're going to ask, and the second base umpire says, no. Whitey's going to argue. And watch Robbie Thompson after the pitch.
Back foot, if anything.
If anything. But watch Robbie. Look at him. He's starting for first base.
Oh, my gosh.
He started. That's it. That's the tip-off right there that it hit him.
As well. 2 down, second inning, 3-0 San Francisco. And there goes Robbie. The throw to Lindemann, who juggles, then throws late. Well, Lindemann could not get it out of his mitt, and then hurried it and couldn't get him. It really is like throwing a ping pong ball in a windstorm. It'll go any which way. Change and hit to third. Tom Lawless gets it over, and the inning is over. Well, the Giants post a big 3 and lead 3-0. We'll be back after these messages from your local station. 1-1 to Jose Aquindo. Hit to the left of Uribe, and he's there. He had to kind of double clutch before he threw it. 1 away. Once again, we remind our viewers we'll be selecting the NBC Miller Lite Player of the Game against the Giants. In his career, he's hit over .450 against San Francisco. 2-2. Hits it hard, but right at Uribe.
I tell you, with this grass, you're just not going to get that ball through there hitting it like that. And then in focus, he's going to be all right.
Giants 3, Cardinals nothing, and Atlee Hammaker has things in focus. And there's a pop fly. Uribe and Thompson. It will be Thompson. So Hammaker is through 3 innings and allowed just 1 hit. And at the end of 2.5, Giants 3, Cardinals nothing.
Sweep.
1-2. And he's hit one to deep left center, and look out now. If it's gone, it is gone, and he's got one flap down.
Yeah, look at his left arm. There it is. The flap is down, and when he gets to third, it's going to take him maybe 2-3 minutes to come around.
And remember, he now joins the company of Henry Aaron, Gary Matthews, and Bill Madlock.
Yeah, he's slowing down.
And it is 4-0 San Francisco. Oh, 2. Chopper up along third. Lawless with a long throw in time.
You know, and Whitey can handle most anything. Ben, I just looked at his record, not his hitting or his fielding, but
as much as he would like to play, but boy, he's a multi-talented kid. 2-2. And he cracks his bat, hits one to Ozzie. That's the second out of the inning. So 2 down in the third inning, and Will Clark coming up. First inning, you never forget it when you run your club out of the inning on the fly ball. Breaking ball got him, and Magrane breaks off a dandy. However, Leonard has been heard from. 1 run, 1 hit. We won't make him wait. Here's a look back at a very special Olympic moment. Coleman has had 1 hit and 2 walks in his leadoff role in the series. There's another backhanded job by Kevin Mitchell. At home, he could be 2 for 2, but here at Candlestick, he is 0 for 2.
Joey.
3-1. And that's hit to center. Chili Davis hesitates and snares it.
There's a knuckleball out there, and Chili.
Chopper to third, and Mitchell overruns the ball, and her is aboard. So after making 2 very tough plays, Kevin is caught in between hops, tries to short hop, and overruns it for the error. 2-0 the count to Jim Lindemann. And there goes the runner, and it is juggled and dropped behind the plate by Brenly, and it's a stolen base for Tommy Herr.
That's the one weapon they can continue to use is a stolen base to try to manufacture a run.
We're against the Pirates. Got him. Inside corner, down he goes. No run runs, no hits, an error, a man left at the end of 3.5. 4-0 Giants.
About, I mean, you know, you very seldom. Last night watching that game, watching Mrs. Blyleven really shudder on that home run hit off her husband.
High foul off to the right. Tony Pena and Jim Lindemann. Pena. One away. Giants scored 3 in the second. Contrast of Busch Stadium and Candlestick Park. In St. Louis, it was so festive because so many people were wearing Cardinal red. Here, in honor of the Giants, so many are wearing black and orange. And Uribe nipped on a fine play by Ozzie Smith. 2 down. Bunt foul, and he strikes out. So the inning is over. Magrane stays on the mound, but it is strike 3. We'll be back after these messages from your local station and a reminder to be good.
You would think they'd want to bounce one up there. Let's see what happens.
1-2. Got him.
There it was.
So McGee strikes out, and that would be the 3rd strikeout for Atlee Hammaker. He has to hold something in his hand, so frustrated. 1 ball, 1 strike. Ground ball off the glove of Will Clark, and Pena's aboard. Clark goes to the right-hand batter. 1-2. Breaking ball hit in the air to left field. Leonard has plenty of room.
This lineup, you'd have to say, right on down for the Cardinals. Warning track.
Catcher, and he stole 6 out of 7 during the regular year. He doesn't figure to do any running now, however. And there's a flare into right center, and it's going to fall. Pena will stop at second as Maldonado comes up ready to throw, and that means Magrane will come out. So Whitey Herzog doesn't have many chances at this game. Still on its feet. 4-0 Giants in the 5th. Cardinals trying to get off the ground. Got him. No runs, 2 hits, 4 strikeouts for Atlee Hammaker, and at the end of 4.5, 4-0 San Francisco. Sacramento, who pitched 1 scoreless inning in game 2. Hit into right center for a base hit. So Mitchell slicing one for a single, and it'll bring up Leonard. Into double play. That's why they put the hit and run on line.
Mitchell check with Fay.
And the pitch inside, and it got him. Leonard hit by the pitch. And that was a 90-mile-an-hour fastball, according to the clock. And Leonard hit sharply back to Magrane. Joe made a good play in the 1st inning, and he grounded to 3rd in the 3rd. Roller to short. Ozzie feeding her, and her can't get it. All he could do is knock it down. The throw was low, and her tried to reach back and get it. I would guess they'll give Ozzie Smith the error. Error 4, even though the throw was low. Evidently, they feel that Tommy Herr should have held on to it. Little pop fly. Ozzie going out on the grass. 2 down. So it is not an error charged to Ozzie Smith. They are giving it to Tommy Herr.
Can you just see he's flashing?
2-2. Fastball, and he get under it. Fly ball to right. Jose Aquindo.
Whoop.
So the Giants get a base hit, a hit batter, and an error, and Forsch fights him away, and they leave 3. And at the end of 5, 4-0 San Francisco. 2-2. There's a one-hopper at Rob Thompson, and Robbie throws him out. 1 down in the 6th. Turns double plays. Quite a rivalry here. A drive into right field, so Ozzie gets a base hit. And with 1 out, Tommy Herr the batter. if that meant something.
And didn't touch any flesh.
And there's a fly ball to straightaway center to Eddie Milner. So with all of that, routine fly ball, 2 down. Of course, this is really what we expected to see throughout the League Championship Series anyway. 1-1 to Lindemann. High drive into right center and deep. Maldonado on the track at the wall. It is gone. Home run, Jim Lindemann, and the Cardinals are back in the game.
That's what Whitey Herzog and the Cardinals were hoping, that Lindemann would do something like that. They bat him 4th, and it paid off for Whitey, and it's a big home run, a 4-2 ball game.
So Jim Lindemann, in only his 2nd time in cleanup, he batted cleanup way back in April. And the pride of Evanston, Illinois, hits one over the right center field wall. There's a looper to right. Maldonado coming up, slides, must have misjudged it or lost it in the lights, and McGee is not going to stop at second. Willie on his way for 3. He is in there. And I think Candy was trying to get an angle where he could pick the ball up and get out from under the glare. 3-1 to Tony Pena. Ground ball right at Will Clark. So McGee is left at 3rd, but the Cardinals come back with a single, triple, and home run. And at the end of 5 1/2, 4-2 San Francisco. 1-2. So that takes care of Bob Brenly. 1 out in the 6th. The batter will be Jose Uribe. Last year he won 14. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Little squibber, and Forsch is on it. Didn't get much on the throw, and Uribe, hitting left-handed, made that very, very close, much closer than it should have been. Little roller to 3rd, waiting for the hop is Lawless, and then takes care of him. So a very easy inning for Bob Forsch. At the end of 6, 4-2 Giants. Will be back after these messages from your local station. So straight away on Akindo. Lined into left field, base hit. So Jose Akindo 1 for 3 as he singles to left, and now any Cardinal coming up to the plate represents a tying run. Ford, Robinson, and that's a combined record with them throwing in the Cardinal bullpen. 2 balls and 1 strike to Ford. And it's a busted bat and a flare into center for a base hit. So on a broken back single by Kurt Ford, the Cardinals have the tying runs on and nobody out. Pressure on Dreesen to make contact. The runners are not going, and there's a ball hit up the middle, base hit. Here comes Akindo around 3rd to score. Hurrying to 3rd is Ford, and the Cardinals are within 1 with the tying run at 3rd. So Dan Dreesen singles up the middle. That's 1-0. And there goes Lance Johnson. The pitch outside. Brenly's throw not in time and in the dirt. And now the Cardinals have runners at 2nd and 3rd and nobody out.
And the possibility to double play is eliminated. The Cardinal speed pays off on that play.
2-2. And that's hit up the middle. In comes Ford. Here comes Johnson. And the Cardinals lead 5-4.
And now with Coleman on at first base, they can do a lot of things. And that Cardinal bench, that home run by Lindemann, 1 eye on the pitcher and 1 eye on him, because he'll disrupt that infield, obviously.
Ozzie 2 for 3 tonight. And he bunts. Down to get it is Kevin Mitchell, and can't make a play. So that would be 5 consecutive singles by the Cardinals. And it's like, again, Coleman at 2nd, Smith at 1st. And he got the bunt down. Good bunt. Lefferts has to go to Clark. And the runners move up. That's their first out. But there are Cardinals at 2nd and 3rd. 1 down. Struck out a little over 20% of the time. 1 ball, 1 strike. And he hits a fly ball to left. Coming up is Leonard. Tagging is Coleman. The catch. Here comes Coleman. Good throw to the plate, but he scores. And over to third goes Ozzie. And it is 6-4 St. Louis as Lindeman picks up his man. Jim Lindeman.
With no firepower.
Oh, it's going to be a great series, I think, before it's finished. 2-1 to Willie McGee. Ground ball to short. Uribe cranks up to get him. They leave Ozzie Smith, but that's about all they left on the table. 4 big runs for Whitey's gang, and at the end of 6.5, 6-4 St. Louis. Cardinals 6, Giants 4 in the 7th. Thompson, Mitchell, and Leonard for 4 in the 7th to take the lead. Fastball got him. Strikeout number 1 for Todd Worrell. Pitcher of records right now are Bob Forsch and Don Robinson. Hit to center. McGee. A big at bat because now Jeffrey Leonard does not represent the tying run. 2 down. Leonard is grounded out, homered, and then was hit by a pitch in the 5th inning. Ground ball to the hole. Backhanded by Ozzie, who makes the play and got him. That's the play. He had the ball go through his legs in St. Louis, but not in San Francisco. 6-4 Card. Doubleheader as Mike LaCosse comes in. It was all Giants. 1 ball and no strikes. Little pop fly back at first. Clark goes back, and Robbie Thompson comes over to handle it. 1 away. Well, his last at bat as an outfielder, he got a base hit. 1-1. Breaking ball, chopper to Robbie Thompson, trying to time the hop. Takes care of him. 2 down in the 8th inning. And Kurt Ford coming up. A splitter.
Splitter.
3-1. And there's ball 4. So a 2-out walk to Kurt Ford. Interesting, in looking at the Cardinal lineup tonight, we're in the 8th inning. That is the first base on balls given to a Cardinal hitter. Worrell from down south in Arcadia, California. Got him on the outside corner, and that rings up Worrell. No runs, no hits, a man left. And at the end of 7.5, 6-4 St. Louis. When the Giants had the bases loaded and failed to score in the 5th inning. Popped up in foul ground. Pena and Lindeman. Lindeman is calling. 1 away in the 8th.
1. He wants to try to get that base on balls.
3-2. Got him. So Milner strikes out. 2 down. That's strikeout number 2 for. And there's a drive into right field, and this one is going to be off the wall. Playing to Karam is Ford, and hustling into second is Clark. He came within a foot of clearing the right field wall, and appropriately enough, that is the area in honor of Willie Mays. Got him. And for Brenly, that's the 5th time he's gone down on strikes. Worrell has struck out 3. They leave Clark, and it's 6-4 St. Louis. 3-1. Way high. So the Cardinals have received 2 walks tonight, both from LaCosse. And he bluffs on the bunt. Down to get it is LaCosse, who throws it close to the runner, and Clark can't hold on to it. And the Cardinals have runners at second and third. And let's see now, Dave Pallone.
Claiming interference.
Oh, I see what he's saying, that on the bunt, Smith was running inside the foul line and not in the lane. And Leiva's arguing, Pallone is saying no. So it's in the books. Ozzie Smith is out for interference running inside the foul line, and Vince Coleman goes back to first. So instead of second and third and nobody out, there's 1 out. 2-1. Ground ball hit slowly to Uribe. He shovels to Robbie Thompson. The throw to first. Double play, and Leva's going to be hot about. I should say Hacker is going to be hot along with Tommy Herd.
Herd thought he had it beat.
6-4-3 double play. 6-4 Cardinals. Bottom of the ninth. Back to beat Houston 6-5. 1-2 to Uribe. And he hits a little pop fly into shallow right, and Ford is right there. One down.
He really had him played shallow because they were going to come inside.
0-2. And got him. So Worrell picks up his 4th strikeout. And with 2 down in the 9th inning, had Stillman taken, and here is 3-2. And there's a high fly ball into deep right center. Back goes Ford. Back goes McGee. It's gone. We had about the Cardinals not allowing a 9th inning run. 2-2 to Mitchell. High fly ball into left center. McGee says he has it. And the Cardinals have won game 3 to go 1-up on the Giants. 6 runs, 11 hits, 1 error for the Cardinals. 5 runs, 7 hits, and 1 error for the Giants.